The sun was just beginning to rise over the horizon, casting a golden glow over the rolling hills that surrounded the small, secluded cottage. Morning dew clung to the tall grass, shimmering like tiny diamonds in the first light of day. The air was fresh with the scent of pine and wildflowers, and the only sounds were the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant call of a bird welcoming the morning. Emma stood on the porch of the cottage, breathing in the tranquility that surrounded her. It had been years since she had last visited this place, a sanctuary that had once been her childhood escape. The memories of those carefree summers spent here with her family were etched deeply into her heart. But life had pulled her away, and it wasn't until now, after years of living in the city, that she had found her way back. This time she wasn't alone. Behind her, the wooden door of the cottage creaked open, and Sam stepped out, his footsteps light on the old wooden planks. Emma turned to him and smiled, her heart warming at the sight of him. Sam had been her best friend since they were kids. Their bond formed during those long summers spent running through the fields, swimming in the nearby lake, and chasing fireflies under the stars. But life had a way of drifting them apart. Sam had moved away after high school, chasing his dreams across the country, while Emma stayed behind, pursuing a career in the bustling city. They kept in touch over the years, their friendship surviving the distance, but they hadn't seen each other in person for nearly a decade. That was until Emma received his message. It was simple, almost casual, a suggestion that they spend a summer together, just like old times. Emma had been hesitant at first, unsure if they could recapture the magic of their youth, but something inside her, a longing she couldn't quite place, made her agree. Now here they were, standing together on the porch of the cottage, the first day of their summer stretching out before them like a blank canvas. "Can you believe we're here?" Sam said, his voice filled with awe as he looked out at the mist-covered fields. "It's like time hasn't touched this place at all." Emma nodded, feeling the same sense of wonder. "It's exactly how I remember it," she said softly. "I can't believe it's been so long." Sam turned to her, his eyes bright with excitement. "We've got a whole summer ahead of us, Em. Let's make the most of it." And so they did. The days passed in a blissful blur of laughter and adventure. They fell into an easy rhythm, as if no time had passed at all. They spent their mornings hiking through the woods, exploring trails they had forgotten existed. In the afternoons, they lounged by the lake, the cool water a welcome relief from the summer heat. And in the evenings, they sat on the porch, watching the sun dip below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange. With each passing day, Emma found herself rediscovering the joy of simple pleasures, things she had long since forgotten in the hustle and bustle of city life. The feel of the sun on her skin, the sound of the wind in the trees, the taste of fresh berries picked straight from the bush, and most of all, the company of a friend who knew her better than anyone else. But something else was beginning to stir within her, something deeper than friendship. It was in the way Sam looked at her, his eyes lingering just a moment longer than before. It was in the way his laughter echoed through the trees, a sound that made her heart skip a beat. And it was in the way he brushed a stray lock of hair from her face, his touch sending a shiver down her spine. She tried to push the feelings aside, to remind herself that this was Sam, her best friend, nothing more. But it was getting harder to ignore the way her heart fluttered when he was near, or the way her thoughts drifted to him in the quiet moments before sleep. One evening, as they sat by the lake watching the fireflies dance above the water, Sam turned to her, a serious expression on his face. "Emma," he began, his voice soft. "I've been thinking a lot about us, about this summer." Her heart raced at his words, but she kept her voice steady. "What about it?" He hesitated for a moment, as if searching for the right words. "I don't want this to end," he finally said. His eyes locked on hers. "I don't just mean the summer, I mean us. Being here with you, it's made me realize how much I've missed you, how much I care about you." Emma's breath caught in her throat. "Sam, He reached out, taking her hand in his. "I know this might be unexpected, and maybe it's crazy, but I've fallen for you, Em. I've been falling for you since we were kids, and I never stopped. Being here with you now, it's like everything is finally falling into place. Emma felt tears welling up in her eyes, a mixture of happiness and relief. She had been so afraid of ruining their friendship, of losing the one person who meant the world to her. But hearing his words, seeing the sincerity in his eyes, she knew that this was something real, something worth holding on to. I've fallen for you too, Sam, she whispered, her voice trembling with emotion. I've been trying to deny it, but I can't anymore. You're not just my best friend, you're so much more. Sam's face broke into a wide smile, his eyes shining with joy. Without another word, he pulled her into his arms, holding her close as if he never wanted to let go. Emma buried her face in his chest, feeling the steady beat of his heart against her cheek, and knew that this was where she was meant to be. The rest of the summer passed in a blissful haze, their love growing stronger with each passing day. They spent their mornings wrapped in each other's arms, their laughter echoing through the trees. In the afternoons, they explored new trails, hand in hand, discovering hidden waterfalls and secret clearings. And in the evenings, they sat on the porch, watching the stars appear one by one, their hearts full of love and contentment. As the summer drew to a close, they knew that they couldn't go back to the way things were before. Their lives had changed in ways they never expected, and there was no going back. But they didn't want to. They had found something beautiful, something that had been waiting for them all along. On their last night at the cottage, they sat by the lake, the fireflies once again dancing above the water. Sam pulled Emma close, his arm wrapped around her shoulders, and they watched the stars reflect in the still water. I don't want this to end, Emma said softly, her voice filled with longing. It doesn't have to, Sam replied, his voice gentle. We'll make this work, Em. No matter where life takes us, we'll always have this. Emma nodded, feeling a sense of peace settle over her. She knew that the road ahead wouldn't be easy, that they would have to navigate the challenges of distance and the demands of their lives. But she also knew that their love was strong enough to overcome anything. As they sat together, wrapped in each other's arms, Emma realized that this summer had been more than just a reunion of old friends. It had been a new beginning, a chance to rediscover not only the love they had for each other, but the joy and happiness that came with it. And as the first light of dawn began to break over the horizon, casting a golden glow over the world around them, Emma knew that they had found something truly special, something that would last far beyond the summer of love. This story reveals how love can grow from a foundation of friendship when we take the time to reconnect with the people who matter most. It illustrates the importance of slowing down and appreciating the simple joys of life, reminding us that sometimes what we've been searching for has been right in front of us all along. The story highlights how stepping away from life's busyness can help us rediscover deeper emotions and create lasting happiness.